Artanis ban on the side of Team 8. That's been pretty consistent. The only time they didn't ban it was when No Tomorrow did instead.
It's Cursed Hollow. You just banned out Glaurung's reverse carry. Do you see the all in the opposite direction now?
Yes, I do see that.
You do it? All right, so you're going with the Illidan route.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Illidan Tassa, you know.
Prismaticism, too, plays a mean Abathur.
All right.
You know who else does?
Yoda.
You told me this.
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah. Tychus is going to be lock-in here for No Tomorrow. Is that the direction that they're going to be able to take this draft? Teammate, Malfurion picked up, not going to be a little bit in that direction, or at least telling in that direction. When you play the Illidan all-in comps, you need a burst healer. Malf doesn't necessarily thrive in that scenario. So it doesn't look that way with the Rag picked up either. So it'll be interesting. We don't have enough of a history really for me to feel confident. It's just kind of wherever the wind takes Team 8 at this point, now that they don't have a portal to direct their positioning.
It's definitely, we don't have a history with them, especially because they're a new team. We had some, and then, like Dread mentioned, the drafts heavily focused on Chu when he was on the team.
Yeah.
Because he had so many different picks that could surprise teams. So bringing in Prismaticism is a big shift, big enough to make us say, we have no clue what they're going to do.
All right, now the Tyrael Rhaegar rotation there for No Tomorrow. Tyrael, obviously, I've already shown my favoritism towards him in the Warrior pool, but on this map specifically, not only for the small areas where you can Holy Ground, you can Sanctification, but beyond anything, boss control on Cursed Hollow, he provides quite a bit. Sanctification, Holy Ground, both are hard to be able to take a boss or even fight over a boss into. But Falstad was the ban here for Team 8. He has had little to no effect on the drafts, it seems, so far here in North America.
That makes me think that they want to go for a pretty big engage. But there's already Sanctification to stop that if they need to, if No Tomorrow needs to.
Banning out the Falstad when, you know, a Tyrael Death Ball-y Bloodlust option is available, that did seem, you know, a little questionable. Even though Sanctification is negated by Gus, it's still really nice because eventually the mobility of Bloodlust is going to pull you past that. I don't think that they have to go Bloodlust by any means, but it is something that could come into play.
Have we seen a single Bloodlust today?
No. And I'm pretty happy that it has been that way. I don't think that maybe every game should not be a Bloodlust one, but I do think it is still very niche, even though obviously since the changes, everybody was like, well, yeah, that's all you can do, and it sure is fun. But we do see the Tassadar lock-in and the Diablo. Any thoughts?
Is Glau going to play Tass?
No way.
Okay.
I mean, it could. I've just, everything I've known about Glaurung, if he is playing the Tassadar here, it's like, he's just like, you guys, you shielded me, now it's my turn to shield you.
Yeah.
That's all I can feel about that one. Or they might, you know, I don't think it's going to be him on the Rag. It just doesn't seem like it's his type of hero. You know, it is a melee, but Glaurung has a very simple archetype of like hero, you know, in your face, constantly going type heroes. I would be more confident in like a Zeratul pickup than I would like that Ragnaros, but we're gonna have to find out. Either way, No Tomorrow here is going relatively deep into their time pools. There's the Illidan, and there's the Zarya. There is the reverse all-in composition, or not the reverse all-in, but more that they took it away from Glaurung.
Right.
Any kind of heavy all-in.
What we would have expected from Team 8. Last pick, Prismaticism very easily could play that Tassadar. Ragnaros.
Zeratul. Zeratul is the answer to this composition.
And then you've got Void Prison, Twilight Dream, Roots, and Sulfurous Smash.
The problem is that you don't have a single backliner. They go with the Tracer instead. Do you think? How do you feel about that? You know?
I liked Zeratul.
You know, it sucks because you can't have that many melees. Really, it doesn't feel good, but I don't look at the Tracer and be like, you nailed it. It doesn't.
Some people like playing Tracer against Illidan, though.
Yes.
Because it's, you think Illidan's hard to keep up with. Tracer's even worse.
Yeah, and she also, her damage is legitimately almost not stopping outside of her reload. So even though there is the evasion, she just does so much damage over long periods of time that she typically can outplay kind of the Illidan.
Right.
I do get the idea behind it, but I didn't think that would be the one, I guess. I still like the Zeratul as the counter momentum to their opponents. I don't think the Tracer and banking on the few kind of small picks when there's such a press R and win the video game composition on the opposite side. It's a risk.
Well, I hear that there's been a lot of good talk on Twitter using the hashtag HGC, so I want to keep hearing from you guys' tweets. We're going to get into this Game 3. Remember, this could be the final game of the evening. Team 8 only needs this to win, whereas No Tomorrow, they haven't won a single game yet in this series. They're on the back foot in a big way, and they need every game from here on out. Do you think their Illidan all-in comp is what they need to be able to pull this back?
I think they have a reasonable chance here in this game. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it went, to Team 8. They've been a pleasant surprise to me this whole series. I opened with, I thought that I was confident that No Tomorrow would be at that weird middle ground where they might be able to break up into the top 4. But it hasn't been the case. Team 8 has definitely outperformed what I expected them to before today.
That's awesome to hear. We're ready for the game. We're going into game number 3 on Cursed Hollow. This is No Tomorrow versus Team 8.
All right, they need a win here so bad or they're going to be knocked out for today. No Tomorrow. Casanova is going to be playing the Illidan. Urho is going to be playing the Tyrael. Jason on Tychus. Tiger JK playing Rhaegar. And last is going to be Talking Trees playing the Zarya.
And their opponents in the red, it's Team 8. Buds playing Malfurion. Glaurung playing Tracer. Justing playing Diablo yet again. Yoda on Tassadar, and finally Prismaticism once again will be playing Ragnaros.
All right, so Glaurung is on the Tracer. At least I feel like I can understand Glaurung's playstyle still if I don't understand the Medivh and everything else. That he is not the Tassadar there. Getting a bit of the harass. I'm trying, Team 8's composition is going to thrive 1 through 9. Post 10, it does have an opportunity. A lot of it's going to hinge again onto the Tyrael player to make sure he gains value around the entire group. Zarya has to be on point as well. But the fact that we do see a 3 versus 2 here on the bottom side of the map, and Tracer is being used to siege, is not what I expected coming out from Team 8 here.
It's not completely out of the normal. I've seen it done a couple of times, but you're right, it's pretty rare. And No Tomorrow has preferred a 2-1-2 strategy, letting the Terrans, Zarya, I guess she's kind of like a Terran. Zarya and Tychus hang out in the bottom, and then it's Rhaegar and Illidan in the top lane trying to go up against Ragnaros.
Really good root and pulse bomb there onto Talking Trees. He has the forces tap, actually. That's a small misplay, purely on the sense that he is only going to negate a little bit of damage onto his forts by getting that tap, but he could have backed. We know the tributes has spawned anywhere from 150 to 240 or whatever, and that puts it in a position to where he could get another tap while the map objective is spawning. It could just come back to haunt him. It might not be anything, but it's again, I focus on those things because those things really do add up here at this level of play at HGC.
Airho moved in, helped take out the minion wave, but all of Team 8 were fine just hanging out and soaking the damage from the minion wave because it means that they can still continue to siege up against the tower. So it didn't really help out too much. Diablo even watched for Airho to come back in, but still not too much of a full fight just yet from either of the teams. Casanova starting his jungling so that the Giants will be pushing during the first tribute.
The Giants are going to be pushing here for No Tomorrow, but nobody on the side of Team 8 has gotten that retreat yet. There's going to be the root pulse bomb once again. Talking Trees is no longer speaking because he is going to be out of here. Very well done here coming out from Team 8. Aggressive in this 2-1-2. It's not like anything was, unpredictable about that. The second time we've seen the rotation, the lanes haven't changed at all. Purely just Team 8 outplaying No Tomorrow so far in this game. A level advantage, and it doesn't look like Jason is going to be safe either. Glaurung's going to confirm that one, and he's walking away. Very well done. Team 8 here, full control, and I feel like it's got to be a downward spiral here for No Tomorrow.
With this melee-centered build that Glaurung's going into with Tracer, everyone from No Tomorrow just needs to assume that Pulse Bomb's always up until they see it actually drop, because she's going to have that so much. You can build it up really fast, especially once you get into heroic abilities if she wants to take Pulse rounds, but even with Quantum Spike, you can still build it up with the melee talents.
And we just saw the aggression here. Ragnaros is now making his rotation through to mid. It looks like it's going to be a full 5-on-5. If No Tomorrow does not win this, it is going to hurt. Again, their composition does not necessarily succeed very well before pre-10, and the fact that they're already down so much onto the map, Rag is just split soaking. No Tomorrow has to move in, and they have to move fast if they want to stand a chance here in this matchup. Good stun, though. Going into Casanova. Pulse Bomb once more. Glong is going to be able to be in hot pursuit of him. He's going to confirm the kill, and he will be able to dash on out. Rag is just getting free experience. No Tomorrow is... I'm trying to find an answer here. They are just losing in every part of the game right now.
Teammate just 4v5'd and got a kill with Parting Gift, too. That was the ultimate parting gift when you get a kill off of those bombs. Yoda picks up the first tribute of the game, and Ragnaros had started to head down maybe to help, knowing that some of the health bars were getting lower on teammate's side. This is rough to be down this early.
I'm trying to find already the answers. I think for No Tomorrow, the first step would be just stop committing to any objective. Worry about your 10 because you are not winning 1 through 9. The Trace task is just, it's funny because Illidan Tyrael used to be one of the better 1 through 9 comps in the game. And Task Tracer is legitimately just a direct upgrade to that style of play. Anybody gets picked, chase him down, do the damage. Tracer can do it on our own, less dependent. So I would just, forfeit all those objectives, no matter how far it sends you behind, and just say, well, you know what? We at least are not going to let this snowball any farther than it already has. But then now we are going to have our second tribute spawning here, and it's in favor, positioning-wise, of Team 8.
All of No Tomorrow is in the mid.
They're trying to buy as much time as possible before 10 so the curse and 10 don't hit at the same time. But if this doesn't happen within like 2 seconds, I don't think there's any way they ever get this. There it is, and that wasn't enough time. Tracer's rotating out. Everything's going to snowball here unless No Tomorrow can make something amazing happen. And they do in the sense that Ragnaros, Prismat did not rotate up to interrupt.
So that is huge for No Tomorrow.
Huge.
They get a tribute. As long as they don't lose anybody here, then they can move out, give up the next tribute when they don't have heroic abilities. Flattern wants to continue the chase. He wants to see if he can get a kill, get his team at level 10. But there's nobody quite low enough that he can really commit. Justin has jumped in. This might be the chance to find the kill and get heroic abilities. They might just get heroic abilities anyway. They have it.
Trickle Down has gotten them 10, but nobody's using them yet. There is going to be the APOC, the Twilight Dream. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 somehow. Urho is in a tough spot. He is going to be going down here as well. But for how many heroics were used there on the side of Team 8, they did not come out nearly as far ahead as they should have.
Right, a 2-for-2.
That is, yeah. How?
Malfurion went down and panicked Twilight Dreamed when he did. Granted, he hit everybody and helped contribute to the 2 kills. But the focus on him, these fights are going to be very fun to commentate and watch because of all of the mobility that each side has.
All right, just the force wall is going to be enough to zone trees out of max range to be able to interrupt. And right now, it's just No Tomorrow is praying that they are going to be able to pick up their level 10 to be able to contest something with Teammate. Teammate has now backed out. They are going to be starting their boss. And that's beautiful to do that on the second tribute when you have them.
I want to throw something crazy out there.
All right, hit me with it.
There is no cleanse on Teammate's side.
Okay.
Do they judgment?
Please no.
Okay.
I like where your head's at. Just who's going to get the kill? Like, other than a hunt type play, nobody can follow up to that at all. Tychus is not going to be that guy. I do like the idea of look at, they don't have, the cleanse. Who can we get onto? Can we just blow up Malfurion? But they have nobody who can get onto that damage.
Well, it wouldn't be Malfurion after 13 anyway, too, since he would have Ice Block. Twilight, but he doesn't have it yet. The B-steps from Erho as he brings down Buds.
He's going to be able to confirm that kill, and all the heroics are still available, minus Expulsion Zone and the Draken Laser. Casanova is looking for something. There is the wall relatively soon. There's a flip. There's a meta, but it was just to survive. The Sanctus used 2. Tychus's grenade is not enough to confirm the kill, and a lot of heroics used, but that wall just so close there was not able to get past and confirm something. No Tomorrow really needed those if they're going to use those heroics right there.
Right.
And that really is going to hurt them now because they're going to be down as we see a curse and tribute spawning here.
Yeah, Sanctification and Ancestral Healing, so potentially a little bit of panic. Potentially they thought they could get more. Either way, this is a difficult spot for them to be in to try to stop this curse.
Tiger.
May not even be something they want to do. Tiger has been hit with a pulse bomb. In comes Sulfurous Smash, or Sulfurous Empower, and Prismaticism gets another kill as Illidan drops. Tyrio goes down. Glaurung's in the back, wreaking havoc on Talking Trees and Jason.
I've decided that apparently I don't have enough respect for Task Tracer. I don't know what it is. I think Task Tracer is a really valuable duo, but every time we've seen it, I just go, you know, it is good, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think that it's great that team fighting compositions and ones that are, you know, less vulnerable to just getting picked off are going to be the ones that succeed. But this is the second game here where Task Tracer just blows up. Granted, they get all the kills. They get all the kills in the world pre-10, right? Both times we've seen this, they get a lot of picks very early on and are able to snowball.
There were also no heroics at all for No Tomorrow to deal with that.
Yeah.
And meta just had to be used just for Casanova to get out. Teammate are knocking on a keep with the curse. A boss is behind them.
Full health. It's a 9-minute boss. Sanctification is up. Ancestral as well. I don't think they have an opportunity to really easily be able to end here unless they get picks. But
he's going to take over this maybe. No, they're going to back off.
They're going to back out there. That is one of the few scenarios, though, that maybe risking it might be an option, or a realistic option and a healthy one there for Teammate. But they're going to play a bit more patient and calculated decision-making there from the team. Shot calling is definitely going to be on point.
Talk about curse value. Every fort down, a keep down, a boss, 2-level lead, nearly 3.
I mean, legitimately, what else can you ask for? Like, I don't really know. The core, that's about it. Either way, 15 has now been picked up, a 2.5 level advantage. 13 is still. Talontier is not available to nor tomorrow, so Teammate's going to proceed to just, you know, Glaurung is going to shoot his way to victory here so far. Pulse Bomb's going to be used. That Sanct is not the Sanct you want, and there goes Prismaticism.
They got to get out of this.
Take out that fort.
All right, they got out of it. Prismaticism can start to siege down around the keep.
Oh my.
Throw out some damage, Jason.
Jason was this close, not being alive anymore. Really good poke there coming out from Ragnaros. 16 slowly going to be picked up. If I am Teammate right now, I push this mid keep with my 16 advantage. And if I don't do it on mid, I do it on top. They have not had a single moment where it's been like, oh, you know, is this going to work out? And whenever you feel that way, why stop? Anytime you know you have a huge spike like 16, just be like, all right, we're taking a keep, even with it not a siege composition. But we do see the first time Talontiers are even, that there's going to be a fight. No Sanctification is available. APOC, Twilight Dream, so much happening. Tychus gets hit by the Ancestral, and he will stay alive for a time period. Metamorphosis now is used. Casanova is trying to draw aggro as Justing is getting lasered against that sidewall. Somehow No Tomorrow is slowly kind of turning this.
No Tomorrow understood that that was the exact moment they needed to get the fight. Bud's ice blocked.
I thought it was going to be Hang the Wrist nade coming out from trees, but it wasn't there. Diablo is now going to spawn Sulfurous Smash on the retreat.
I love the movement speed given to Glaurung. It helps him catch back up, start doing damage.
Not
In
like
comes
this.
Justing from the shadows, blows up Tychus.
Glaurung.
Another kill. Lots of members of No Tomorrow are low. Casanova's trying to dance over, but just gets hit by Tychus. He's going to take it out. He doesn't have Metamorphosis.
Glaurung has so many kills. He's got a double dash reset. He's going to get one more. There's no way this team survives. It's just whether or not they died fast enough for them to be able to defend. 4 people here have fallen now. There are catapults moving.
The shielding on the core is about to go down. So someone has to defend back here. Airho is very low.
To be able to even risk that.
He does not want to try to do that. Another tribute, probably another boss going the way of Teammate. They still have a long time where they have the 16 advantage over No Tomorrow. A few more seconds and then No Tomorrow will be back up. The health or the respawn timer is still pretty low for No Tomorrow, so that did make it so Teammate was not in a position, especially with losing Malfurion, to try to end the game right there.
Yeah, they are going to be able to pick up this boss here. And again, I would just look towards the keep, you know, push your advantage as hard as you can if you are Teammate, because it's 13-5. It's full control over this game, minus that one risky team fight. But again, they didn't have the Talontier advantage. We do have it now. But Teammate's going to back out. There is no secondary boss. There is no curse. So instead, they're going to split pressure through mid.
Yeah.
Fine choice there. Just, you know, a little bit less harass when it comes to, you know, forcing a bad decision out of your opponents.
Beautiful
Rag.
roots.
Rag is actually going to, take over that middle fort as well. Throws out a lot of damage there.
Sanctification had to be used to save Rhaegar and get him out from the roots, the force wall, everything catching him. Every heroic, though, for Team 8 is up with 16. If they want to try to fight, they can take down this keep. I thought maybe they would take the keep down and then Rag take over that keep, and then the rest they could run in and try to help the boss. But again, playing the safer option.
Glaurung will be able to dismount everybody as teammate backs out towards this tribute. 2 keeps have fallen. Boss for the only other boss remaining is going to be spawning here in 8 seconds. So I expect to see teammate to try and either set focus towards the keep or the boss before No Tomorrow manages to get 16. The keep seems more realistic, but they're playing very patient and safe. I don't think I can blame them. I would like to see them take more, but again, when you don't feel very comfortable as an overall group and team and understand full rotations and what everybody's thinking, I think safe is always the best choice. So I at least commend them on that. It's not what I think is optimal, but I think it's smart play coming out from Teammate.
Teammate has been more focused on getting their giants. Surely they realize with everybody off the map that No Tomorrow is at the boss.
If they didn't realize, Oracle's going to realize.
There
it is. They know it's low, and they don't have any way to stop this. Tracer is moving towards top. And I think the idea was get Giants, send 4-man to defend, Tracer split push on top, but that was about 25 seconds too late for both of those sort of choices to work out there. Either way, it doesn't hurt. All it did was buy a little bit of time for No Tomorrow. The tribute magically spawned right next to the boss, so it's not like Teammate has to make a high-risk choice here. Everything is going to be working out, so we'll see if No Tomorrow, now that they do have 16-tier advantage, if they're going to be able to turn this game around, or if Glaurung is going to just wreak havoc as he has been all series.
Importantly, there is a mule too, so any damage they take here, they can heal back up as long as the structure isn't destroyed. The team fight has started. Casanova thrown into the wall, has to use Metamorphosis to get right back out, but gets hit into the root. Sanctification keeps him alive. Casanova can continue to dance around the fight. In the back, Tracer recalls. Twilight Dream has been hit, and that's all that's needed to get an Illidan kill.
Yeah, it's going to actually zone the Ancestral Healing as an opportunity there. Urho knows he's going down. He is going to just try and sacrifice himself, pull the team away, and this is going to be a curse. 2 people dead 30 seconds before they spawn. A minimum of all 3 keeps are going to be going down. Justin trying to get that flank there. I don't think he's going to be able to get it onto anybody. If anybody is only going to be Trees Cleanse. I don't know if it's available. We'll see here. Good dismount. We see Rag is going to be trying to take over the keep here. Glaurung's going in. If Jason goes down, I'm pretty sure that's 100% going to be game. And the good displacement there as well. Ancestral does land. So far, No Tomorrow showing signs of life.
There was the stun from the Molten Core, but it got taken down pretty fast. Jason still stays alive inside the core, but Talking Trees, not as lucky, never lucky. The Manor Mule drops, and looks like Team 8 in dominant fashion will take a 3-0 victory over No Tomorrow in their first series of HGC.
Very well done there from Team 8 in every way. They just were so, and the first 2 games played a completely different playstyle with the Medivh onto Glaurung and then putting him onto the Tracer. And it's pretty apparent how that game went the entire time. But it was a unique approach, really, to the game. Specifically the Medivh games that I haven't seen in quite some time. So I like the flavor that they seem to be adding here in the drafts for HGC North America.
Yeah, and that has to put them in such a good mood to go into their next match. They're going to be facing B-Step in their next match on Sunday. And that's a revenge match for them, not only for Glaurung, but Prismaticism, right? We can do a little one of these.
Yeah, both of these players were removed from Denial, which for those who don't know, Denial is pretty much B-Step in the sense that they've changed their names. So it's really just, ex-team members for all of them and trying to go head-to-head. So it's got to be a nice step for them. You'd be like, you know what? At least we were able to do this, so now we're going to see how we do against our ex-teammates. And it was impressive play.
Do you think that they will have to adapt different strategies now that B-Step will be able to see these games and prepare? Are they ones that you can repeat and hope to get or changes off of, maybe?
I think the last composition you can make like minor adjustments and kind of, mix and match, if you will, certain heroes. But the first 2, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even know their full strength. Just purely on, I can't tell if it was a little bit of miscommunication on the side of No Tomorrow and their execution, or if the Medivh compositions were really that powerful. Even when we did see blatant miscommunication on the side of Team 8, it's not like No Tomorrow really made huge steps to punish them, right? So it's kind of hard for me to gauge so far.
Well, we're just waiting to hear from Glaurung so that we can ask him all about that series as well as maybe pick his brain about what's to come versus B-Step. What about No Tomorrow, though? I hope that they don't feel too stressed about this.
Yeah.
It is a devastating loss. They lost 3-0, but even still, they showed a lot of potential, especially when it comes to, like I said, their synergy.
Yeah, I think that is a really good thought. It's just the synergy. You have a couple of things that are your really good strong points. I think there was still like some amazing plays throughout even that last series. Specifically, I saw like even that last ancestral that was hit in a chokehold. Tiger JK intentionally hid in the small little horseshoe so nobody can be able to see him or hit him to be able to get that. And that's some big plays actually, even though it wasn't necessarily the end of the game. So I think that they should have a bright future moving on to tomorrow, which is weird because they don't have one. But I don't know.
Well, let's go to our interview. Hey, Glau, congratulations on your 3-0 win over No Tomorrow.
Hey, thanks. How's it going, guys?
We're good. We had a lot of fun watching. Tell us about the Medivh, man. That's where we have to start.
Like about a month ago, I played him for the first time, and something just clicked. He's like my favorite hero. So I think if I have a lot of fun playing a hero, I get really good at that hero, and I think that transfers over into our team play really well. Fits my playstyle because it prevents death, so I think it's nice.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah, it is. And you did it for your teammates a lot, too. There was a lot of times Justin would move in, and you did a very good job being able to keep him up. The Infernal Shrine game specifically, you saved 3 people with a max range shield and portal. Yeah. It was well done. And then the Tracer Norm for you in the last game pretty much put on a clinic. Did you expect to get that many kills that early on?
Not really, no. I have a lot of respect for the players on No Tomorrow, so I was surprised that they let me get away with the stuff I got away with.
Cool. Tell us about your next match. We know you're going to be going up against B-Step. How are you guys feeling about that match, especially now that you've done so well in this one?
I honestly don't know how good we are, so I can't give you a definitive prediction, but I have a lot of respect for that team as well. We're going to give it our best, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, good luck in that match versus B-Step. Congrats again. Awesome job this series, and thanks, Glau.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Man, what a day. We had a full best of 5 versus Naventic and Tempo Storm.
Yeah.
Seemed like it could have been a 3-0, and then the 3-0 happening here. How do you think that teammate stacks up now? I know Glau said he couldn't tell.
I was going to say, in the nicest way possible, Garang, I don't know either. Like, I don't really know yet. And we're so early in the season that I don't even feel comfortable giving those gauges. Like, even the Temple Storm and Naventic matchup was not what I was expecting here. So I think it's a little bit meta. I think not everybody having so much an understanding of it, but it's also just raw team skill. It's very hard to gauge, and that's kind of the beauty we have with HGC.
It is. Let's look at our top play of the day. It's going to be a play by Team Naventic. Here we go.
All right. This one was a bit of doozy the fling.
Yes.
Every time. Oh, my goodness. In 2 seconds, your entire team proceeds to not exist.
I had forgotten about it.
I did, too. I was like, oh, this will be a cool play. And then I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
I've seen this. Yeah, we're going to get it going in slow motion for you guys. So you can realize how fast these HP bars go. I don't even know. It's just deleted.
Maybe.
Absolutely amazing. All right,
Here we go.
Just take a minute to appreciate this, guys. All right, so the full series of heroic uses are variant charges in. All right, so there is going to be the Twilight Dream, the Sulfurious Sash, and what else came out of there? There was one more on top of it: Twilight Dream, Smash, and
I think those were the big ones, right?
Horrify was used on top, too.
Horrify, because it did actually make Zarya run out, too, but still just mass carnage there. I would be watching out for that combination in the future.
It was absolutely terrifying, but it was amazing. And our games today were amazing. And it also, obviously this is not the end. We have games tomorrow for Europe and North America, even the day after, and every single weekend. Not, I guess, every single one, but most of them, we've got something for you guys. It's amazing. I'm very impressed with our performance so far for North America in HGC, and I think it's a pretty bright future.
It has been very fun today. Let's look at our standings after the 2 games that we did have, the 2 series. and see where we're at. 4 teams have played, and we'll see the other 4 tomorrow. Tempo Storm and Team 8 both take victories in their series. No Tomorrow and Team Navintic, 1 loss each. There are our top 8 teams in North America. We do have tomorrow. We're going to have more games. We'll have 2 more series, actually, and 2 more from Europe, too. It's going to be another great day of HGC.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And it's just, I think B-Step is going to be the team. I brought that up earlier. I'm really looking forward to see them finally play here for HGC.
That's going to be a great match. Let's look at the schedule to see when they're going to play. We're starting out again at 9 a.m. PST with Be Genius versus Synergy and Fnatic versus Tricked Esport. Those will be the matches in Europe.
And then for North America, we're going to have Superstars taking on Team Freedom, and after that, Gale Force Esports versus B-Step.
Man, the Superstars versus Team Freedom matchup, it's a rivalry. You guys might not know it yet, but those are the 2 Canadian teams, or mostly Canadian teams.
Yeah, 3/5.
Yeah, each have 3 of their 5 players being Canadian. But that does it for us, guys. We had so much fun. We hope you enjoyed the first day of HGC and opening week. It's been a blast. So many good games, so many fun combinations. Dred, any last words before we close out the night?
Not really, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and just realize that this is going to be all the time. That is the HGC now.
Heck yeah. Tomorrow we'll see you back at 9 a.m. PST to see European games. Until then, have a good night, and we'll see you
in the Nexus.